Welcome everyone, here is how you set up the iPhone 14 Pro. So first of all, you want to make sure the screen is on and then just swipe up to open. You will now be asked to use your language. So I'm English, so I will select English. Now it says select your country or region. It should by default select the country or region which the iPhone was manufactured in. However, if you do need to change the region, you can do so. Then we have Quick Start. I will have a dedicated tutorial on how to use Quick Start in the description. What this does is it will allow you to transfer data directly from your old iPhone to your new iPhone, okay? All of the files will be transferred. What you do is you bring your old iPhone next to the new iPhone 14 Pro. You will see this screen on the old iPhone. You tap on continue and then follow the on-screen instructions. Before more detailed guide, if the pop-up isn't viewing, then check out again the quick start tutorial which is in the description. For me, I will select setup manually. Now it will ask you to enter in the password for your Wi-Fi. So select your Wi-Fi network and enter in the password. If you have set up a physical SIM card in your iPhone 14 Pro, you may be able to continue with mobile network. Do keep in mind if you have the US model of iPhone 14 Pro, because you have to activate eSIM, that option will not be available. Now it's going to say here, it may take a couple of minutes to activate your iPhone. This is a check which prevents your iPhone from being stolen. If you have a lock show up here and ask for the Apple ID and password, either the old seller forgot to remove the Apple ID, so contact them to remove, and if they are unable to remove the Apple ID, more highly likely they have stolen the iPhone, okay, or they bought it stolen, so you definitely want to get your money back as they are trying to commit fraud on you. Now we see here, data and privacy, just tap on continue. If you tap on learn more, this will discuss all of the data Apple collects. Now it's going to ask for Face ID. Let's tap on continue and then get started. So now you can see the camera preview right here. So you just want to bring your face in the preview and then move your head around like this till all sides are covered, like so. Sometimes it does get a little bit annoying, like the phone says move down, doesn't work. So it may take a little bit of time for the Face ID to start scanning, but once it's scanning, you'll be good to go. If you want to use Face ID with a mask, you can select this one and it may ask for a second scan, but in my case, I will select don't use Face ID with a mask. Now you can see Face ID has been set up. Now it wants us to create a passcode. By default, you see a 6-digit passcode here. I don't like to set a 6-digit passcode, so I'm going to select other options, 4-digit, and then I'm going to use my passcode here. Of course, don't set your passcode to mine, set the passcode to yours. You're now going to see apps and data. So if you have created an iCloud backup, if you know what that is, you can restore that one here. If you created a backup in iTunes or Finder, you can restore that here. If you want to transfer data directly from your iPhone, you just tap on this one. Do keep in mind, it will bring you back to that quick start setting, and the quick start tutorial is in the description. You also have the option to move data from your old Android phone, but for me, I'm going to select don't transfer apps and data. Now it wants me to enter in my Apple ID. So Apple ID is required for most services on your iPhone: Apple Pay, App Store, iMessage, FaceTime. FaceTime is video calling if you don't know, iCloud, music. So what you want to do is enter in the details here. If you do not have an Apple ID, select don't passcode or don't have Apple ID. Then select create a free Apple ID. I recommend you create a free Apple ID and follow the on-screen instructions. I'm personally going to select set up later in settings. It will give you a warning because again, most services on the iPhone do require the Apple ID. If you select don't use, you can always create and sign into your Apple ID at a later date. Now it's going to ask for the software terms and conditions. Just tap on agree. it will discuss about keeping your iPhone up to date. So by default, all new software updates will be downloaded automatically once we tap on continue. You're going to see iMessage and FaceTime. If you would like to set it up, tap on continue, but as that requires the Apple ID, I'm going to tap on not now. Location services. You definitely want to enable location services. And the main reason why is because location services allows you to use the Maps app. It allows you to use a lot of applications which require your location. If you do not want all applications to use your location, you can manually turn them off in settings. Now we see here, set up mobile service. So this is eSIM. I have a dedicated tutorial on how to set up and activate eSIM. I will have that one in the description. I recommend you watch it if you do need to set up eSIM in your iPhone. For me, I'll select set up later in settings and then skip. Now it's going to talk about Siri. Siri is the voice assistant. You long press the power button in order for Siri to activate, and you can ask for commands such as tell me the time or what's the weather like today, stuff like that, okay? I personally never use Siri, so I'm going to select set up later in settings. When you do select set up later, it means turn off. Screen time. So this will show you how often you pick up your phone, how often you use your phone. I love this feature, so I'll tap on continue. You can turn it off. iPhone analytics. This just sends all of analytics data, like if an app crashes, it will send over to Apple. If there are some issues on your phone, it will send that to Apple. It's up to you whether or not you want to share. I don't like sharing data, so I'll turn that one off. We now have the appearance, so we can choose light theme or dark theme. Dark theme does save more battery life, but you may not like it. It's up to you what you choose. I'm going to choose light theme. Then we have the display zoom. So you're going to see a preview of how things look like. I recommend you set the standard, but if you don't like standard, you can always change zoom at a later time. Then it's going to talk about emergency SOS. So you can press and hold both power and volume down key or power and volume up key to activate emergency SOS if you long press them for long enough. There is crash detection in the iPhone 14 Pro and also emergency SOS via satellite as well. So let's tap on continue and swipe up to get started. So there we go, we are now on the iPhone home screen. A little quick tip, if you ever want to turn off your iPhone 14 Pro, just long press the power button on the volume down key, and then when you see the slide power off release, and there's your option to turn off, and a lot of people want to do that. On my channel there's going to be a ton of videos, so I'm going to have a playlist in the description on how to use the iPhone 14 Pro. Definitely check that one out. With that being said, thanks for watching, see you guys later, bye bye.